Hello, this is Slate with Combo of Rocks, bringing you another video deck tech of a deck that we built and have for sale. If you're not familiar with us, we make and sell custom budget EDH decks. These decks are light on the budget, so they may not be optimal or competitive, but they're definitely fun and centered around a central theme that you can build on. Today we have Giada, Font of Hope, which is 1 and a white for a 2/2 legendary angel, flying and vigilance. Each other angel enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each angel you already control. You can tap her for a white to only cast an angel spell. So this is a deck I've done before, but I'd like to revisit it with a new video because some of the cards have changed. Let's get into it. We have Entreat the Angels, XX and 3 whites, but it does have a miracle cost of X white white. So if it's the first card you've drawn in a turn, you can play it for the miracle cost. Put X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. Herald of War, 3 white white for a 3/3 flying angel. When it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Remember, Giada also puts 1/1 counters on it. Angels and humans you cast cost 1 less to cast for each 1/1 counter on Herald of War, making your angels very cheap. Righteous Valkyrie, 2 and a white for a 2/4 angel cleric with flying. When another angel or cleric enters, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. If you have 7 or more than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2. Twilight Shepherd, 3 and 3 white for a 5/5 angel with flying and vigilance. When it enters, return all creature cards that were put there from the battlefield this turn to the battlefield. It's got persist, so it enters with a -1/-1 counter if it dies. Now with Giada in play, it will negate that -1/-1 counter with a +1/+1 counter, allowing you to do this multiple times as long as Giada is still on the battlefield. Sarah's Guardian, 4 white white for 5/5 angel with flying and vigilance. Other creatures also have vigilance. So the guard is Vanguard, 4 and white for a 3/3 angel with flash and flying. When it enters or attacks, choose any number of creatures with different powers. Those creatures gain double strike until end of turn. Firemain Commando, 3 and white for a 4/3 angel soldier with flying. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. If another player attacks with 2 or more creatures, they draw a card if none of those creatures attack you, giving you some protection and some drawback for attacking you, but also allowing you to draw cards, which is important in white. Angel of Deliverance, 6 white white for a 6/6 flying angel. When it deals damage, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, exile target creature an opponent controls. Sarah Avenger, white white for a 3/3 angel. Can't cast it on your first, second, or third turns of the game. It does have flying and vigilance. Radiant Destiny, 2 and a white. Choose a creature type. They get +1/+1. If you have the City's Blessing, they also gain vigilance. Semester's End, 3 and a white. Exile any number of creatures or planeswalkers. We only run creatures in this deck, then return them to the battlefield. On your next end step, they enter with an additional 1/1 counter. Again, also making a Giada, with Giada's ability, putting more 1/1 counters on your creatures. Seraphic Greatsword, 1 and a white for artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Whenever equipped creature attacks the player with the most or tied for the most life, create a 4/4 white angel that's flying and tapped and attacking that player with equipped 4. Pearl Medallion, 2 mana artifact, white spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Tome of Legends, 2 mana artifact, enters with a page counter. 1 tap, remove a page counter, draw a card. Whenever your commander enters or attacks, put a page counter on it. In some mono rocks, we have a Coalition Relic. Heraldic Banner, this one also gives creatures of the chosen color +1/+0. Arcane Signet. Soul Ring. Worn Power Stone. Navigation Orb, our colorless Cultivate. Marble Diamond. Star Compass. Mind Stone can be sacked to draw a card. Wayfarer's Bauble or colorless Rampant Growth. Everflowing Chalice can be kicked to tap for multiple colorless mana. Bladed Bracers, 1 mana 2 to equip. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. If it's a human or an angel, it also gains vigilance. Sunset Pyramid, 2 mana, enters with 3 brick counters. 2 and a tap, remove a brick counter, draw a card, or 2 tap, scry 1. Arcane Encyclopedia, 3 mana, 3 and a tap, draw a card. Requisition Raid, 1 white with Spree. Pay 1 for each additional mode, destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. Swords to Plowshares, 1 white, exiles a creature, then that creature's controller gains life equal to its power. Path to Exile, 1 white, exiles a creature, then that creature's controller searches for a basic land, puts it on the battlefield tapped. Unwanted Remake, 1 white, instant, destroy a creature, its controller manifests dread. Brave the Elements, 1 white, choose a color. White creatures gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Bovine Intervention, 1 and a white, instant, destroy an artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 2/2 white ox creature token. Generous Gift, 2 and a white, destroys any permanent. Then its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant. Stroke of Midnight, 2 and a white, destroys a non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human. Angelic Page, 1 and a white for a 1/1 angel spirit with flying. Tap it to give a attacking or blocking creature +1/+1 until end of turn. Works very well with vigilance. Youthful Valkyrie, 1 and a white for 1/3 angel with flying. Whenever another angel enters, put a 1/1 counter on it. Angel of Finality, 3 and a white for a 3/4 flying angel. When it enters, exile target player's graveyard. Emancipation Angel, 1 white for a 3/3 flying angel. When it enters, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. Subjugator Angel, 4 white for a 4/3 flying. When it enters, tap all creatures your opponents control. Herald of the Host, 3 white for a 4/4 flying, vigilance, and myriad. So when it attacks, you create a token copy of it for each opponent it could attack, attacking those players. Again, those angels will enter with 1/1 counters, making them bigger with Giada in play. Patron of the Valiant, 3 white for a 4/4 flying angel. When it enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with a 1/1 counter already on it. Again, works well with Giada. Seraph of the Dawn, 2 white for a 2/4 flying lifelink angel. Angel of the Dawn, a 4 white for a 3/3 flying angel. When it enters, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Wisp-Weaver Angel, 4 white for a 4/4 flying angel. When it enters, exile a creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Anointer of Valor, 5 white for a 3/5 flying angel. When a creature attacks, you can pay 3. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. So as any creature attacks, you can do this for as many creatures that are attacking, you can pay 3. Sarah Angel, 3 white for a 4/4 flying vigilance, just your standard Sarah Angel. Voice of All, 2 white for 2/2. As it enters, choose a color, has protection from the chosen color with flying. Voice of Truth, a 3 white for 2/2 flying, protection from whites. This one has protection from blue. This one has protection from black. This one has protection from red. And this one has protection from green. Tormented Angel, 3 white for 1/5 flying angel. Sustainer of the Realm, 2 white for a 2/3 flying angel. When it blocks, it gets +0/+2. Again, good one with vigilance. Sarah Advocate, 3 white for a 2/2 flying. Tap it to give it attacking or blocking creature +2/+2 until end of turn. Divine Resilience, 1 white with kicker, 2 white. Target creature gains indestructible. If it was kicked, any number of target creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. Make a stand, 2 white. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Make your move, 2 white. Instant, destroy an artifact, enchantment, or creature with power 4 or greater. True Love's Kiss, 2 white instant, exile an artifact or enchantment, then draw a card. Razorgrass Ambush, 1 white instant, deals 3 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. Can also be a tapped or untapped white land, depending if you want to pay 3 life. Bikindi Stampede, 3 white, sorcery, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Can also be a tapped white land. And Shajiri Shelter, 1 white instant, target creature gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Can also be a tapped white land. And then Kabira Takedown, 1 white instant, deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to a creature or planeswalker. Also can be a tapped white land. Into some lands, Idyllic Grange, it is a plains. If you control 3 other plains, it enters untapped. When it does enter untapped, put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. Sejiri Step enters tapped, but it gives a creature protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Drifting Meadow can be cycled. Secluded Step also can be cycled. The Fair Basilica enters tapped, but you can sack it to draw a card. Forge of Heroes taps for colorless. You can also put a 1/1 counter on a creature if it was a commander that entered the battlefield this turn. Ominous Cemetery can be exiled to shuffle a creature into its owner's library. Myriad Landscape for some colorless ramp. Field of Ruin destroys a non-basic land, then each player searches for a basic, puts it onto the battlefield, then shuffles. Volatile Fault also destroys a non-basic land. They get a basic, but you get a treasure token. And then we have some basic planes here. That's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it, but we'll see you next time.